Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. I hope you enjoyed that show of absolute cuteness as this little critter over here is being cute on my desk. I should probably get him off the desk at this point. Alright, buddy. Come on down. There you go. There you go. There you go. I don't like him being on my desk, actually. So, in fact, this is the only time he's allowed on the desk during the live streams. So, alright, well, how is everybody doing today? Today we're just going to be talking about why this desktop. Why do I like this desktop? That's the cool part about Linux, is that there are so many different desktop environments you can pick from that, you know, anytime, whether it's just your personal preference or your workflow, you can find something that suits you well. So, greetings to all. Let's see who's first on. Carbon Programmer, talking a whole lot of stuff that I don't understand. And I echo Libre Secure. No clue what you're saying and too lazy to Google to translate it. That's why I avoid Google as much as I possibly can. I mean, obviously there's some things I have to do, like get on YouTube, but you know. All right. So he is asking, how is everybody doing? And he's early. Very good, Noah. Uh-oh, XRAM. Now we got two of them. James Miller, hello there, greetings. Noah will do a live stream at midnight tonight. Check out Noah's videos at midnight tonight. Noah put on a good live stream. I will get there if I can. No guarantees. Too many little things to do today. Present Arms, greetings. Let's see. Tomorrow here is Friday the 13th. Yep. 10 minutes to Friday the 13th there. Wow, it's already Friday the 13th. So is it unlucky? It must be Friday the 13th right now for you. If anybody sees some guy come through there with a hockey mask and a machete, please let me know. That door is opening. I should close it and lock it now, you know. Album Present Arms by UB40. Okay, cool. Awesome. Okay, often get asked that. All right, cool. Joe Johnson, greetings. Let's see. Normally the pic has an underscore, but at that time YouTube didn't allow it. I don't know if they do now. I don't know. Yeah, getting YouTube away from Google's clutches. Good luck with that. Whole thing's just degenerating into craziness. Snoop Marley, greetings. How are you? Looks like Noah is back. Yeah, Froyo. Yum, Froyo. Nah. I did make some absolutely divine cookies and cream ice cream, though, on, was it Monday or Tuesday? I forget now. And wow, was it good. Well, it's probably not going to be around as long as it should be around, but it was good. Microsoft Tube. That's scary. How about the Zoni tube, ZonTube, Bezos tube? There you go. Not sure which would be worse. I don't know. Using Windows 10 now, feeling ashamed. Don't worry about it. One word, Skype. I rest my case. Touche. Just switched to Linux Mint Cinnamon and loving it. Very good. I'm pointing out the true future. Microsoft will buy YouTube after it takes over Linux. I'm on a live test candidate for my ISO. Very good, very good. Pizza. I'm going to have pizza on Sunday, I think, is when I'm next scheduled to have pizza. Let's see. Google Gestapo versus Microsoft surveillance. Well, as long as the two don't join together, then we don't need the surveillance and Gestapo. That would just be bad. I did joke around with a friend of mine. This was back in it was probably the 98 or XP era, that Windows is getting so bad, eventually it's going to have an arm that prevents you from unplugging it. You know, you go to unplug it, an arm will come out. You cannot do that anymore, Dave. Like, oh boy, that's kind of scary. But yes, and the future is looking bleak. Let's see, Daniel, greetings. How are you, Daniel? Frost Ranger, the Frozen Realm, greetings, and Lamer Linux, hello there. More privacy with the Gestapo than with Microsoft. Mistakenly did a face reveal during my live stream. Well, good thing you were deleting it anyway, right? That brother of yours. Oh boy, yeah. Pizza's brother took over his live stream today. It was quite enjoyable. It was, yeah. Um. Okay. Cuteness overload. Switch links. I remember when academia was covering up the fact that sugar is the real cause of obesity. Remember when it was covering up the fact it sort of kind of is, just not as much as it was. Fortunately, there's some big public institutions such as UCFS that is really doing a lot to teach people that really sugar is the problem. So that's actually the good part about it. And yeah, we're starting to see that, which is important to keep in mind. Keep during that day, there will be an open platform that can be used and uncontrolled by corporate overlords. Yeah, and then some corporate's going to take it over for all sorts of fun stuff. Wait till you see the corporate stuff we have on the news tomorrow. Yep. Love both XFCE and KDE. Why do you use that desktop? Because I do. And we'll talk about why. Alright. Hello, world of Linux. Budgie and KDE. Very good. All desktops are fine as long as they are i3 or XFCE. I like XFCE, i3, I just don't have time to learn. And if it takes you that much time to learn it, it's probably not a good desktop for the masses. But we need good Linux desktops for the masses because that's how we can get people away from the overlords called Apple and Microsoft. Let's see why. Okay. Just making sure I didn't have a spelling in the title up there. Ryan, how's it going there? Good to see you as well. My brother live stream. It ended badly. Yes, it did. And I came in partway through. I'm like, whoa, what is going on here? Bidilop, greetings. Hello. Did you say hello? No, I said hello. That's close enough. All right. Political monkey. No, I'm not going to do that, political monkey. But, you know, hey, whatever suits you, I guess. 9 is the favorite number. All right. Got a new laptop. I think you were saying that. That's cool, man. There's another cover-up in academia starting to be exposed. Ooh, which one's this one? Cookies and cream is the best. Yeah, I made this batch by I powdered some cookies and cream and mixed that in with the ice cream, and then I also mixed in chunks. So it's like double the cookies and creaminess. It's quite amazing. Okay, in Soviet Russia, it's our tube. Yeah. No, it's their tube, trust me. And using Android to watch this. Alright, like inserting audio CD and Open Conquer and seeing MP3 FLAC CDA and dragging and dropping music to an auto rip. CentOS is pretty good, to be honest, yeah. Okay. Think about Trump and NATO. I did not see enough of the story to really comment. I just caught a couple little glimpses here and there. I'm going to start selling business editions of TermGet, but I'm not going to work on that until I finish the Windows port. Yeah, there you go. Okay, I want to run Lineage OS for my phone, but have a Snapdragon Note 8 locked bootloader. Oh, that's a bummer. The thing is that what you do is for your next phones that you get, just make sure you're working on getting phones with an unlocked or an unlockable bootloader. That's really what I started to do a number of years ago, and it served me quite well because it's also, you get them used and they're really cheap too. Using Mastodon instead of Twitter, there you go. Brother Rick rolled your stream, yep. Can I ask everyone to support Tom? Switch links by hitting that like button. Alright, thank you, Lamer Linux. Yes, you can smash that like button. 4D chess. That's too hard for my brain to comprehend sometimes, you know. Why this desktop? Why not this one? You know, because. HAL 3000 should replace Cortana. No, HAL 3000 isn't intrusive enough, nor is HAL 9000 intrusive enough. This is Cortana we're talking about. Sup, Gildan, what is it, Gidbrand LP, greetings. If you are new, everybody say hello. Alfred Kinsley was a fraud who changed the morality of America and brought the mess of immorality we have today. There's a lot of it. The dying corporate media is being paid $25 million. Yeah, that's hilarious. Like, okay, so the corporate guys that nobody watches on YouTube because they don't want to, and they got to YouTube to get away from that measly crap. They're like, oh, we're not losing all this revenue. So now Google has turned around and given them $25 million to promote them on YouTube. So, yay, and that's probably why all of our view counts are dropping like flies again, unfortunately. Faster and lighter than KDE, just as easy to customize. I heard purring. Yes, probably. He purrs really, really loud. Really, really loud. We're gonna let you get down, and we're gonna round dessert. Yeah, all right. Okay. Desktop. I thought you meant certain desktop PC. No, we're talking about the desktop environments. Play that funky music, white boy. That's right. Okay. Next app in it. Cover up is Kinsley. Oh. Gotcha. I can't under that condition. I really hate all Macs. Okay. Oh boy, now we're all singing lyric songs here. I'm gonna get a copyright strike now. I mean, come on. I know I'm not copywriting anything, but I said 3 words that have been put together by some song somewhere. You see some copyright. I'm gonna talk about it on the news tomorrow. Some copyright patent troll is trying to sue some teacher for copywriting hitting pause after a complicated thing so somebody can understand it better. Yeah, I kid you not. At what point in time are the judges just going to turn around and start charging these copyright trolls millions of dollars for wasting the court's times? I mean, really. Oh, boy. Should break the like button by smashing it as hard as you can. Yep. Well, don't break it too hard. I mean, then you couldn't use it in the future. So, you know. Smash that like button for Phil Collins. Hate nursing homes, and we brought my dad home. Yeah. If I run Linux or rooted phone, will I have phone data like phone service? What do you mean, Eric Defoe? Phone data like a phone service. Like, oh, can you use your can you still use the data and stuff on your phone? Yes. Now, there's a difference between rooting a phone, which I generally don't recommend, and running a custom ROM, which I would recommend. The difference is rooted means that your phone, the root access to the files is unlocked, and that means a malicious person could actually get in there and compromise your phone a lot easier. Whereas a custom ROM is still locked, it just has all of the custom stuff. So I'm running Lineage OS on my phone. I have modified my hosts file to block as much of the crap out there that I possibly can, just to make it as good as I can, and then I make sure that it is all locked up, it's not rooted or anything, and then I just run open source data, and yeah, you can run it just fine. I use mine as a hotspot. I use phone data, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, gots to goes. All right, pizza. Passed at home. It's something families have to go through. Just need a vent. All right. Well, we're with you, man. We're with you, Mark. Okay, why is it called desktop environment when it's a GUI? Graphical user interface? Because desktop environment sounds a lot cooler than GUI. Because GUI is something nasty. We have a 2-tier legal system. Yeah. Can you update the new Lineage when it comes out? You have to reflash in point versions, yes, but to go from 7 to 8, you have to reflash the phone, and then you can do the systematic updates. You know, as many security patches as you have up to the level that you can get. So you'd just have to reflash it, which really isn't a big deal. Just save your files and throw your files back on it. Now they reward you now if you commit all of these bad crimes. Yeah, pretty much. You do a video about flashing Lineage on a phone. I did a video about that right about a year ago. You can search for on my channel Nexus 5X should bring it up, or Lineage will bring it up. So yeah, I actually have a comprehensive step-by-step on how to do that, which you can find on my channel doing that. Do you have to root to run a ROM? No, you have to change the, you generally have to change the recovery partition. So you're generally going to put TWRP on it, which is a much better way. It's a way better utility for making phone backups and all that other fun stuff. You can make a full, complete phone backup with that, and then you just drop the thing over there. It will wipe your phone when you do that. So before you start doing anything with custom ROMs or anything with rooting, you always make sure you have a backup of all of your data, because it will wipe your phone when you do that. But I'll walk through all the steps on the other videos that I have. I'm running Linux Mint 19 Cinnamon, and it is solid. Yes, Technobismal. It has been a long time, my friend. Greetings. Can I have your opinion about Linux Mint 19 Cinnamon? I like it. Yeah, I like it. I'm advising people not to upgrade from 18 into 19 unless you have to. But definitely, if you had a new computer, new build, absolutely I'd go with it. There is one challenge that I've seen so far, and I've been able to duplicate it myself. So warning is that if you're using my custom hosts file, it will break the internet unless you change all the 127.0.0.1s to all zeros. And I kind of have an idea where the problem is, but it's just too massive of an overtaking for me to figure it out. But I do host that thing, and it actually does seem to impact a number of Ubuntu 18.04 core, which is kind of funny because it does the same thing on some Windows builds. Conspiracy theories, maybe? Where's my hat? Yeah, but it will knock out the internet, which is kind of funny. There's something in Ubuntu 18 which renders some instability to systems. That's why I'm recommending people stay on Linux Mint 18, which is based on Ubuntu 16 core. But yeah, that's fine. De-Googlifying, yes. I have 2 videos in that series, and I think both of them might cover that. But yes, that is the video you're looking for. Blood Boy, when I learned full truth society, how it was corrupted. Yep. Carbon, if you want a really cool documentary to watch, I think you can watch at least one version of it on YouTube. It's called Decadence, Decline of Western Civilization. Check out that documentary. It's one of the best I've ever seen. It is quite fascinating. Download a new host file, a lot of different ones. Yep, there's a lot. Hey, I hit the bottom of the comments. Now let's go ahead and talk about our topics. It only took us 20 minutes to get to our topic, and I probably need to go in about 40 more minutes. So we'll kind of jump back and forth to the comments and things as we go along. But I wanted to spend some time today talking about just different desktop environments. Why do we use the desktop environments? Now, the great thing is on Linux is we have a variety of different desktop environments we can pick from. So if we like the Mac interface, or if you like the Windows interface, or if you just like something totally different, totally custom, and totally off the wall, Linux has the ability to do that. And so first and foremost, what is the distro that I use and why? Or the desktop, I should say, that I use and why? Well, I personally like Cinnamon. And the reason is it has a lot of modern functions. So I can type in here and I can do a search for any application. I can theme it up a variety of different ways, and it has a layout that is very similar to the Windows feel, which is what I have found through a lot of testing and experimentation to be absolutely my most productive type of layout. I have a variety of different web browsers down here. Each of these I simply click at one time, and it's going to pull up one window for each time I click it. So it's not like a pinning to the desktop, which is kind of annoying. It's a launcher. I have the ability to go right and minimize all windows by clicking the Show Desktop button, just like on Windows. Throw the mouse to the bottom corner and go ahead and click it. I have a system tray, and I have my tasks listed on my panel. And then I can actually edit this menu the way I like. I just kind of keep it how it is generally, but I do have the the setup just the way I like it. It is also a modern desktop, and by modern, what we mean is that you can integrate online accounts to it, and so there's a variety of different steps that you can take regarding online accounts. There are it's easy to work with. I like the setup. I like the theming, and that is honestly the best general scenario that I can come up with for a desktop. So for me, this is Cinnamon, and Cinnamon is pretty much perfect for anything that I would like it for. Now, there are a variety of other desktops out there. The other ones that are very similar to this layout, which was a common type of desktop, the ones that are kind of natively like this, XFCE, LX, is it LXQT, I think, and Mate. So those are all ones that work out kind of nicely. So let's go ahead and boot into some of these. Manjaro has probably the nicest themed XFCE I've ever seen. And so let's go ahead and boot into that, and we'll have a look at what the XFCE desktop looks like. And so let's see, driver free, let's boot. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and have a look at this guy. Hopefully. Go ahead and jump back and have a look at some comments while that loads up. Keep going on the comments there. Am I familiar with Cody Wilson? Posted info online to create 3D printed guns, and the State Department went after him. He sued the government and won the case. Soon he'll release prints online. Wow, that's kind of cool. I think I remember hearing something about it, but I didn't follow it very closely. These I found require a rooted phone. Yeah, I know mine does not require a rooted phone. I have never rooted mine. I did not upgrade to Linux Mint 19. Sorry it's been so long. Been here, had a long summer so far, barely on time. All right, man. Well, that's good. There is more to this world than the internet. Trust me. ROM versus flashing, and do have to get a phone that supports Lineage, or you can convert an old Android phone. Oh, let's see. You have to get a phone that supports Android, or supports Lineage. Yes, you do have to do that. All right, so here is Manjaro set up with XFCE. This is a very nice distro, one of my favorites. I know there's some people in the comments that are cursing me right now because they don't like it, but that's quite okay. XFCE itself, it has some of the menus that'll come with XFCE will have a search function. Some of them will not. You can always add the one that does if yours doesn't. We still have our desktop icons, which is something that the GNOME desktop is moving away from, even the ability to work off your desktop, which to me is stupidity. Again, the menu is very familiar. The difference here is you can actually adjust your menu to size. That's something that you can't do on Cinnamon. So this one allows you to do that. We have our basic account information, login, logout, panels, all settings modes. But if you're talking about XFCE, Linux Mint has a good build of XFCE. Manjaro is probably the most beautiful XFCE out of the box. Without changing much around. It just looks sharp, and it runs pretty good. This is a different type of system. It's Arch-based. It's a different type of system than I generally run, but it is overall still a very good system. Again, we have the panel set up the way we like. And by the way, if you did want to change the panel, you can just go ahead and make some edits to it. I got to remember exactly how to do that. So I think what I need to do... panel preferences. I need to unlock the panel, and then I think I just got to remember how to do it. There it is. Just grab it. You can literally drop it right in the middle of your desktop if you want. I mean, it'll live there. We have the panel on the top. So some distributions will run the panel on the top like that. We also have the ability to put it as a vertical panel, or as what's called a desk bar, which is a vertical panel, but what they do is they realign the icons to be kind of the correct direction instead of not. So you have a variety of different options as far as your setup. One of the things about XFCE is it's a lot lighter than Cinnamon. So that's one of the things I didn't mention is Cinnamon. It does take a little bit more resources. This guy here runs on almost no resources at all. I'm not sure if there is a system monitor on here or not. I think we got HTOP. There we are. So this entire desktop right now is running on actually 500 megabytes. Is quite a bit actually for XFCE. This is XFCE. Some people might want to run this if you want something that's very familiar with, still has some customizability, but for a lower end computer, maybe an older computer, then XFCE is good. And Manjaro is not the only place to get XFCE. I just happened to pull that one out because it's just the most beautiful implementation of XFCE that I've seen. Here's our log out panels. We have our icons at the top, and then we're not going to really talk about distros, so adding and removing software kind of changes for the distro usually. But this one here gives you a good layout. We have the ability to have our icons on the desktop. Our setup is flexible, customizable. You can also adjust your colors. You can adjust your themes in all of these pretty much. So that's another different desktop that one might consider using. Let's see what else I have in the desktop world. All right. Go with the standard ones now. Let's look at Mate. Mate is one of the more popular ones. I'll go ahead and boot that up, and then we'll come back. All right. Just angry at how we were fooled by this one man who wanted to corrupt a once decent society. Yeah. Cinnamon has the most screwed up way to adjust the DPI. Okay. As Windows power user, the only desktop I loved was KDE Plasma. Okay. Back with coffee. Lucky dog. Coffee sounds good. Right, let's see. The GNOME stuff added to it. Okay, so use my Trinity. Dead and easy. It's dead and easy. Dead easy to configure. I was thinking dead and easy. What? Dead easy to configure. Like Cinnamon, but I changed most of the booger green stuff to blue. There you go. Yeah, they have nice blue themes in there. Really solid one, but I have no chemistry. Or is it physics this time with it? All the customization maniacs may try KDE or settle with XFCE. All right. Reason for me why I dislike Cinnamon is because it feels the longer I use it, the heavier it gets. Some people have reported that. I think one of the things that, I don't know if it's Cinnamon specifically or if it's Linux Mint in general does, is that it is, it does seem to cache a lot. It'll do a lot of cache rewrite files, which actually makes it not a good distro to run on a SSD. That's possibly why my SSD died so early, is because of the constant rewrites. But that is certainly an issue. And that's what some people have reported. I personally have not noted that, but I don't know. Manjaro equals rubbish. Yeah, I thought you'd say something about it, Joe. I still like it. We can be friends, though. The only country I know of that still has decency is South Korea. Okay. Installed Manjaro with XFCE and a VM at work today. Very good. Yep. If the ISO made, I can install that and install guest editions, and then update my progs. Yeah, I use VBox so much, man. I have guest addictions. Oh, bad jokes. Bad jokes. On that note, let's go ahead and have a look at Mate. All right, so Mate is one of the more popular desktops. It's honestly not my favorite. This is Ubuntu Mate. Some interpretations of Mate will give you just the panel on the bottom. Ubuntu actually gives you the one on the top and the one on the bottom. The bottom just has our tasks. So if I load something up, we got our tasks on the bottom. We have a show desktop icon, a trash can, and our work view switchers over here. What we have on the bottom. And on the top panel, we have a kind of like a quick launch bar. We have a settings configuration, and then we have a menu up at the top. This one is new to 18, Ubuntu 18, is that they do give you the menu by default that has the search function. I think the older one, the previous version of Ubuntu Mate did not have the search bar in it by default. We do also have the desktop icons. And it is, again, very highly easy to customize. One of the things people like about this is it has a lot of different window managers already built in, which I'm not going to be able to find off the top because I just can't remember where everything is. I don't use it enough to remember where everything's at. So here we have, let's see if I can find it real quick. think it's under here, under Windows. Behavior, placement, let's see. No. Yeah, there's a lot of different window managers on here you can do. It also might be an issue of the fact that we're not installed. We're just running on this. Here you can add your desktop icons very nicely to this. Panel, oh, there we are. So we can enable our animations. We have a variety of different window managers here. So this will allow you to do things, to do different types of effects with the system. So different types of stuff. Of course, you can see the animations, and there's a little bit of screen tearing in it apparently, but that could be because we're in a VirtualBox. Hello, I want to move you, not expand you. You can see how that looks. That doesn't look too bad. But this is Mate. Who's this one for? Well, someone who wants to have, again, some flexibility with some customizability. This does not have things that Cinnamon will have in the modern type things, so you're not going to be able to link your online accounts. You're not going to be able to have system-wide integration with email, with calendars, and things like that, like you can do on Cinnamon. You do have the ability, of course, depending on the individual thing. So, like, if I really wanted to manage my online calendars and stuff with online, I'd install Evolution and I'd sync everything through the Evolution calendar. But what Cinnamon will allow you to do, what GNOME and Budgie will allow you to do, is link your online account, tell it to sync your calendars, and then any calendar application you have on your computer will automatically sync with your online accounts. So if you happen to be a person that uses those, I generally don't, but I like the fact that the option is still available. So this is Mate. Now let's see what else I can find. My list of good stuff. Manjaro got the thumbs down for me when a complete present up copy of the stream and NVIDIA driver gave OpenGL errors, preventing it to run. All right. Agree. I think Manjaro XFCE is beautiful. I think it's the best XFCE there is. It is really nice. All right. I want to say something, but I have nothing to say. Hey, but in saying you have nothing to say, you have indeed said something. So I think the world is going to implode now. Pulled it out to make me sick. Yes, I did, Joe. It was all against you. No, it was just because I consider that the most beautiful instance of XFCE. Let's go with KDE. This is one of the older versions. When we get that booted up, then we'll show you what that looks like. Keegan, greetings. Nice to see you. I hit the beach. Picked up an HP all-in-one PC from a thrift store for $8. It runs now, so I got to replace the Windows 8 on it with Linux. Nice. $8. Very cool. To blame, or should we rise and fall like from the ashes? All right. Whoa. So many comments. Okay, do you think it's possible to reverse the damage we're at to the point of no return? Hey, in my opinion, God's going to rectify everything. So, with God rectifying it all, no, I don't think we're going to reverse the damage. We're just going to keep on spiraling out of control until one day God's going to blow up the world. If you want to hear more about that, I will be doing a live stream on my Christian channel at 9 o'clock Eastern today. So come along for that. That's, what is it? That's about an hour and a half from now I'll be on the Christian channel. So. The channel is called Our Walk in Christ. All right, so here we are on KDE. This is KDE Neon here, and this particular desktop is the downside of this desktop is you can get so lost in the settings. The upside is you could literally do anything with this. You could set this up any way you want. There's widgets. You can throw stuff all over the desktop. You have a variety of different menus. So like this menu here is pretty nice. We also have, you have a dashboard menu. So that gives you a menu that looks like this one here. We also have a very simple, if you are into old style menus, you have the option to have an old style menu. Oh, excuse me. I switched to the wrong one. Thought I switched to that one. There we go. So again, this one does have, there's no writer installed on this. Do we have DLC? What do we have on this? Does it have Dragon Player on it? What do we have? We have Firefox. Let's search for Firefox. All right. You can search on this menu. It's a very simple, easy menu. Does not have the expandability like the one in XFCE does. But this is the cool part about it, is that there are a variety of different menus that you can actually pick from. There seems to be something like I swear I'm selecting the correct launcher when I'm doing that, but maybe I'm not. All right, this is actually the preferred launcher when I'm running this particular desktop. It's nice. There are also more alternatives you can get. As far as widgets and things, you can hit the Add Widget button over here, and then you can do things like add stuff to your desktop, from application launchers to clocks to here's your various devices. There's a dashboard. There's just so many things you can do. Geeky binary clocks. There we are. Bluetooth settings. Not that this thing has Bluetooth. Calendars. You can literally just throw a whole bunch of junk all over your desktop. Anything that can go on here can also go on any of the panels. I believe we can actually move the panels around as well. I've never, let's see. So we can add a panel. So if you wanted to, let's see, add an application menu bar, add a default panel. So there we are. Now we have another panel up top. So basically the panel at the top is mirroring the panel on the bottom. We can go ahead and adjust that by clicking on our items over here, and then we can kick stuff off like this. Got to hit the red X there to get rid of it. So maybe we'll get rid of the clock on the bottom. There we are. So we can have a system tray up there. Here's a, let's go ahead and get rid of the application launcher. Let's get rid of the pager. And then maybe I can go ahead and add something like a launcher up here. Of course, I'd need to, well, I think this was the launcher. I forget which one was which. I just dragged a bunch of stuff up here. All right. You can throw launchers up there. You can do a variety of different things. So you could actually set this guy up any way you want. As far as me saying, yeah, you can get lost in the settings, get ready if you've never seen settings before, because this guy here has got settings. Let's just go ahead and maximize this. We'll need it. So your workspace themes, they actually made it a little easier to understand. Just by expanding these down instead of out. So this is actually an improvement over it. So as far as there's the theming, we have light themes, dark themes. Oh, okay, here we go. Here's desktop themes, cursor themes. You have your splash screen, and then we have our colors. And then we have just so many different things, so many settings. Again, some people really love the fact this has settings. And one of the best videos that I've ever done is showing how you can theme this guy out. I made an absolutely gorgeous, fully transparent and skeuomorphic desktop with this system. It is still to this day my favorite desktop I've ever built. All because the settings are just absolutely incredible. They just allow you to do fascinating things. So there are a lot of settings. Another things that this one doesn't have, I don't know if they have online accounts. They might have added that. Oh yeah, you can. There you go. Online. Let's see. Now there's that. No, maybe not. Does anybody know if this has the same type of online accounts that GNOME will have? What it does have, though, is if you are an Android phone user, you can get the KDE Connect, which will actually allow you to use your phone as a touchpad. It allows you to send push notifications from your phone to your computer, and it'll easily allow you to transfer files. So that's one of the great advantages of KDE. It's one of the oldest desktops. It has some of the most development behind it, and it's actually, for as much stuff as this does, it is surprisingly lightweight. So that is the Plasma desktop. All right. Do you think it's, let's see, I think I already read that. I weighed all desktop environments and found they all weigh the same. They have zero weight. It depends on how many zeros and ones and what they're printed on, though. Greetings, Spin Viking. How are you? So Still running Peppermint 8 respin. Peppermint 9 had some bugs. Alright, yeah, that's what I'm coming up with. Hi, my IQ is equivalent to this. A monkey? Well, greetings, Robert. How are you? I'm Manjaro. Gnome. Boots up to 600 megabytes. Alright. That's actually pretty lightweight for Gnome. Cinnamon and everything Gnome 3 based is really heavy. Cinnamon's not quite as heavy as Gnome is, though. Budgie's fairly light, too, but yeah, this is true. How Facebook proliferates the idiocy we have today. Yep. Pretty much most social media does. Facebook stupid. Yep. How about dumb book? There we go. Greetings, King of Games. How's it going there? I'm doing well. How about yourself? You use Focusrite? No, I have not used Focusrite before. Toss likes Mate and meatballs. Yep. Manjaro or Antergos? I personally prefer Manjaro. Myself and numerous other people have had a lot of issues getting Manjaro running well. Antergos running well. But Manjaro seems to run pretty well every time I've tried it. Distro uses Mate as the default or flagship. There are some, and I'm not remembering the names off the top. Cinnamon uses GTK toolkit. Maybe that's why we get heavier over time. That's possibly a case. Trying something arch-based. During grain-based cultures, you discipline not to bring dishonor. PC Linux OS has Mate as a desktop along with KDE. Yeah, a lot of them have the Mate option. I think he was asking what distro has Mate as the primary default. I know there's some, I just can't remember which. Changed my name to be more respectful. All right, Mr. GFY. Greetings. Boy, oh boy. Got there. Geesh, we have a lot of comments. We'll be reviewing the new Shark Linux release. If I see the release of it and it strikes my fancy, I might. Had to stay away from Manjaro. Couldn't figure out how to install deb package for ExpressVPN on Manjaro. Figuring OpenVPN is a big no-no for me as I live in China for now. Great Firewall is blocking OpenVPN. Well, it's Arch-based, so installing deb packages, I think there's instructions for it, but I've heard they don't actually work. I don't understand what's the issue with just using the built-in VPN system that's in the desktop manager, but or in the network manager. But yeah, I don't know for that. If that's a case, you need to run something with a deb package. Just go to the Debian world. That's what my advice would be. So the Oreo on PC, you gotta say it works remarkably good. And when you change the color in Mint Cinnamon, you still have the green color show up in Nemo when you click on items other than system settings. I thought there was a place to change that, actually. You need to change all of the theming, I think, to resolve that. Do you know how to change that through CSS files? I do. Hit me up on email, James. I think you're a patron supporter, so I will dig into that and get you some more fine details. I don't have time for that right now, but I know I've done it before. So yeah, I can give you the details on that. Just shoot me an email. I've been using Linux for 19 years. That old, all right. Change your name for the Linux crowd. All right. Can you be religious and right with God without going to church? I believe you can. Ask me again that question on my Christian channel at 9 p.m. Eastern time today, which is an hour and 15 minutes, and I will be glad to go into fine detail on that. All right. Okay, plus side. Default setup is great for Windows. Downside. Novice user can really get themselves in trouble if they delete basic elements. KDE is one of the few things with defaults I expect, like Control-Alt-Delete. There you go, yeah. Except it did take them forever to get the meta key actually pulling up the menu, but it is there. So you switched to the wrong one to Windows? What? It's stuck sometimes to check the hour if you don't think it's the right time. Benjamin Eldridge, KDE gaming wise, isn't that deal? Did I miss? Yes, KDE, the only one that correctly renders Doom 3 for me and Wine. Oh, cool. Very good. Greetings, Benjamin. Okay, KDE has more settings you can shake a stick at, though those settings don't always play well together. This is very true. Very true indeed. Television and the junk food that is all over the market sounds similar in concept. Going swimming. Good night. See you later, Keegan. Thanks for stopping by, and enjoy your rest of your vacation and have a safe trip home tomorrow. Y'all so much, I'm gonna change my name. Love Linux. All right. Very cool. All right. I think you're right. God, there will be a desire to be with like-minded people. There's a scripture that says not to forsake the gathering of the saints. James, I looked at that in fine detail with somebody the other day. Yeah, again, great questions to talk about on the live stream on the Christian channel tonight in about an hour and 10 minutes. Yeah, I'm just going to keep promoting that. Okay, Manjaro is the distro. And now, Joe, Manjaro is actually, I know that was your experience, but not everyone has that experience. All right. Some same issues. I tried KDE Connect with the latest KDE yet. Change your name because the comment shows on everyone's... Oh. I think I know who you were. Oh, yes, I do remember who you were. Yes, I do appreciate you changing the name, changing your username. I do remember your old username. Yes, thank you. I appreciate that. Oh, look at Candy Crush. What a good game. It's not like it's going to spy on me or compromise information, right? Let's see. What other desktop environment, or let's see. What other distro do I have on here? I thought I had a Budgie on here. I don't. I don't have a Budgie. Let's go ahead and go with GNOME. I talked about GNOME a few times. More correctly pronounced GNOME, although either one is technically correct according to the developers. As far as Mate, it is Mate, not Mate. It is pronounced Mate. That is the correct name. And for all you, yes, it's GNU Linux. I'm well aware of that. I did have the pleasure of deleting somebody's comment who decided to leave that on my videos earlier today because, yeah... OwnCloud has changed to Nextcloud. No, it's a fork of it. OwnCloud is still its own thing. It's just Nextcloud is under active development. Mark Zuckerberg is the person of the year. He's so awesome. Yeah. Mark Zuckerberg is the schmuck of the year. I am going to lose track of some of these comments. Work too hard to get good at something to not want to be a part of a non-toxic community. And that's what we are, a family-friendly community over here. That is what we like to do. Okay, cannot install Adobe Photoshop. I can install Adobe Photoshop Lite from the Play Store. All right. Loading up Lubuntu in a VM right now. So Christian, what are your thoughts on LGBT? Ask me that question on my Christian live stream, which is coming up in just about an hour on the channel Our Walk in Christ. I will answer your questions about Christianity over there. Have I tried LXQT desktop yet? My banking system runs Lubuntu. I really don't like it. In fact, I probably will change that soon. All right, here is GNOME, or GNOME, as some like to call it. This is Ubuntu. So the thing about the GNOME desktop is you will find a variety of different versions of this out there. What you'd call vanilla will look very much like the top bar. The sidebar will not be here. You have a menu up in the top that will get you to this menu right here. You also have a lot of ability to do extensions. Now, I don't like this desktop, and a lot of the reason is its workflow is it is not compatible with how I personally work. So I have when I'm neck deep in development, I'll have about 15 different applications, windows, tabs, and whatever else running. So I'll usually be running 3 or 4 web browsers, each one of those having multiple tabs. I'll have my coding editors open. I'll have a few files open. I might have FileZilla open connected to a server. And I need to be able to very quickly access those with a task list. And that is something you simply do not have on this. Now, you have your activities gets the closest you could possibly get. So if I do a few different instances of that, let's do one of these, open up a writer, throw the flea onto the poisonous carpet down below because I bombed the floor last night. Let's open up a bunch of stuff over here. And then now let's just minimize everything. Okay, because what I do is I work off my desktop. All my active projects are on my desktop, and then I utilize the desktop in the open application. So I can get to the activities menu where I get this, which honestly is a hot mess compared to my regular task list where I can just see everything really neatly on the bottom of the field. Okay, so I can actually get to that, and there's hotkeys that will get me to that, so I can pull up each individual window that I want, but I don't have a real good way of getting there. It's extra steps, it's extra clicks to do everything that I want to do. And so it renders itself problematic with the way I personally work. The next thing I don't like about it is the way that they have this set up now is it has essentially zero customizability in and of itself. Meaning that you really can't change the look, the style, the theme, or anything without installing a series of extensions. And then to install the extensions, now you have a lot of different applications being integrated in, built by a bunch of different developers on a mishmash on a website that you have to install and hope it works. You know, the old thing we used to say with Windows 95, you plug and pray. Because if it doesn't work, you very well could have borked up your entire system. Now, the other thing is there is a tweak tool that is available, and some distros install it by default. Some of them do not. Looks like Ubuntu does not. Most of them do not, so you'd have to install it separately to get that running, and that will allow you to enable some features but not others. But it just kind of becomes this giant mess of it's so simplistic. Now, the next thing that they're starting to do is what I have heard, and I have not fully confirmed it on my own end, but what I've heard is that what they're trying to do now is basically remove all desktop icons entirely from the desktops themselves. And that in and of itself is worthy of asking fascinating questions. And so for me, this is a desktop I don't really like. Several people do like it. There's legitimate uses of it. It is a very modern desktop. They have the same online accounts that allow you to link your online accounts, whether those be Nextcloud or Google or Microsoft or even, Lord forbid, Facebook. You can tie all that to it, and it's going to integrate well with the calendars, with the email applications. So if I were to link my Nextcloud instance to this, it would actually give me all of the information. Now, Ubuntu does a little bit better job. The Ubuntu version of this desktop is a little bit better. We have at least a menu bar over here out of the box. You saw that there was some weather integrated on the calendar. And there are a series of other extensions that they've installed to make it work a little bit better. So this is certainly a good, one of the better implementations. If you want something even better than this, Pop! OS. Theirs is a little bit lighter, a little bit more streamlined, and it's still based on Ubuntu. And that's just built with really good concepts in mind. So that is for that perspective. So I don't think I have Budgie on here. All right. Real difference when you use your computer every day. Also, certain tiling environments are necessary for busy, active developers. Read my comments. Yes. Okay. If I use Plot Boot Manager, I have not. Mind if it's personal, that's all right. There's something like Alien for Deb files for Arch. I don't know. I do not live in Arch. Anybody familiar with Arch? Is there? I know there's like RPM. I don't know if that's Arch though. I think Fedora uses that or used that. I don't know. I don't bother with that distro as much. I live in Debian usually. Time no see. It's been a couple months. Greetings. Yes, Sean. How are you? Glad to see your channel is still doing well and growing. Yes, it is, Sean. Welcome back. So critical really, and something Windows is sorely lacking. I'm in the market for a solid keyboard-driven OS. How old am I? I will never tell. I would say if you want a keyboard-driven OS, take the time to learn GNOME. I think GNOME is very keyboard-driven, honestly. Using Win key for menu, yeah. Didn't hear Unity is making a comeback. Unity Reloaded. Huh. This 10 is a dystopian service and a piece of software, yeah. How old am I? I will never tell. Like Linux Mint with KDE Desktop. Yes and no. The definition of a church has been heavily misused and misquoted to the Baptist Church. The church, the body of Christian believers. All right. Yeah, I hope you guys ask these questions on the Christian live stream because I don't use this channel for talking about that stuff as much, and it's sort of off topic for what we're doing today. So. But definitely go and ask those questions over on the Christian channel. We can talk about those all night. In fact, maybe we'll talk about that one verse we mentioned earlier. All right, let's see. XFC is the only desktop there is. Well, greetings, Thirsty Fox.
Thirsty Fox, oh no, I'm a thirsty kitty.
All right. He's like, what are you doing? Fedora has the best GNOME desktop. That's why I don't like Fedora. All right. Windows 10 is already an outdated operating system. Linux much more modern. Yeah. All the things Windows is like, we are finally integrating. Yeah, Linux had that for 10 years. Yeah. Windows is changing from being Windows changed from being an operating system to a service. That's what Windows 10 was all about. It was software as a service. That's exactly what they wanted to do. One of my teachers told me he needed a Microsoft account to continue using his Windows 10 machine. Yep, pretty much. Well, I don't like it. Microsoft is now trying to lock users out of Linux. Who would you trust to guess your weight? My bathroom scale. Stupid question. How do you add the apps, menus, file, edit, etc. in GNOME desktop environment? Okay, you need an extension for that, and I cannot remember what the extension is called. But yes, there is an extension for that, and that's what I'm talking about. Basic stuff like a file menu is missing from GNOME. You have to install a third-party extension in order to get a file menu. That's stupid. Yeah, you have to install it with an extension, and I cannot remember what the extension's name is. Somebody, if somebody knows, let us know, please. Chose my desktop space on the requirements I have a regular time. Sears convert to Islam 49. Yeah, well, we will report you for abuse. Let's see. What was that? Wasn't that? Let's call that hate speech. Yeah, bye. Alright, guys, if anybody else comes up and tells us all to convert to Islam before we die, you moderators, just ban them. Appreciate it. Thanks. Alright. YouTube needs to stop worrying about the stupid things that aren't broken and fix the comment system. I'm scrolling down. That doesn't mean I want you to shoot to the bottom of it. I'm trying to get everybody's comments. Too late. Already Minyo saying this series. All right. Well, you too can join us on our Christian stream in about an hour. All right. Okay. If you don't want a keyboard-driven OS, don't install X. Okay. You look like you were in your mid-20s. Okay. I'll never tell. I'll never tell. LXDE. I think LXDE is what Lubuntu is, isn't it? So I've used LXDE, not LXQT, I guess. I don't know. Whichever one Lubuntu is. I don't like it. 35 to 43. Figured you'd throw it out. All right. There's a good guess. But I'll never tell, so. Kitty.
Kitty! Hello, Mr. GFY.
Apple requires an account to use their computers and services. Microsoft will now require an account. Your account just use your I know I don't have a Microsoft account on my computer or on my Apple either. I don't have an Apple account on my Apple either. Yeah, you can create the offline account. Yeah. Yes. No, I'm not joking. You do need an extension to have an edit menu. Yes, you do. Now, some applications like LibreOffice, it will have its menu because it's part of the application itself. But yeah, anything else that doesn't necessarily, or anything relying on the desktop, yeah, it doesn't. There's a time that minimalism goes too far. When your minimalism leads you to an empty room with nothing in it at all, your minimalism has taken you too far. John Future might never know about the time you do not have to be connected to the internet. Yeah, that's true. Let's see. Shane, greetings. There's a desktop to use on FaxHost. XFC is basically the only one still in development. If you want to do it yourself, desktop OpenBox is a clear choice. I mean, probably. I mean, I don't. Let's see. Let's see the first part of that. If you're looking at a fast host computer, yeah, I'd probably agree with that. I think I heard that even the GNOME extension that gives you those features is going to be broken because of update decisions. Oh, Lord. Desktop cons, I'm too reliant on. Yeah, I'll be doing away with my desktop icons. I'm too reliant. Yep. Convert to free software or let Microsoft shag your privacy. Yep. If I reviewed Pure OS. I don't think I have. Is it on my list? It is on my... I need to get to doing a review. It's actually on the top of my list, and I haven't touched it. Lubuntu has LXDE. Okay, I don't like it. Apple doesn't require an account to use their computers. No, they don't. At least not on mine. I mean, I run a Mac, and I don't have an Apple account on it. If you want to use any of their core stuff, you have to have it, but yeah, I don't do that crap. The only thing I have to have an Apple account for, is to run my podcast. You have to have an Apple account to put your podcast on iTunes. But my Apple computer doesn't know it exists. In fact, this is funny. In order to verify your Apple account for use with iPod, you have to have logged in with iTunes. Scratch your head on that one. So, all right, you pain. So I booted up my Linux computer with the VirtualBox, booted up Windows 10, made a system image, of course, installed iTunes, logged in with a stupid Apple account on my iTunes account, closed the thing down, and rolled back my snapshot. That's how you verify your Apple account. Zero linkage. But you had to do it to get my podcast published. Third mid-20s, I'll truly can get you into surrealist alternative reality. LXQT is faster, so the speed isn't what bothers me about LXDE. It's just the fact that it just feels like I'm on Windows 95. Right. Linux distros do not have telemetry. They run more efficiently than Windows. What is the name of your podcast? My podcast is connected to my Christian channel, so it is Our Walk in Christ podcast. Let's see. Got Homebrew for Linux installed. Learning it fun. Word crap. Be careful. Yeah, I know. Team's been talking about switching from LXDE to LXQT since Ubuntu 14 on Ubuntu 16. The Ubuntu team made Ubuntu next. Windows kernel sucks on a computer hobbyist perspective. It's old, crappy, and bloated. Yep. All right, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up so I have time to actually eat dinner before I actually do my next stream. So if you are new to this channel, then you will know that we always end this. I would love to stay on here for longer. It's just been one crazy week for me, and I have way too many things going on, so I'm going to have to jump off. But I will be live streaming again. Tomorrow is my news on this channel, so check out my news tomorrow, which is at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. And then Saturday in the afternoon, usually about 12 or 1 or so, I've been doing them. I'll just do some random stream topic. Oh, let's go right here, buddy. Right here. Oh, yeah. Are they finger licking good today? Yeah, they're finger licking good. All right, so in about little less than an hour now, I'll be on my Christian channel at ourwalkinchrist.com. I'll go ahead and throw a link to that in the chat there in a second. So if you want to join me over there, and then I'll answer all those questions I wouldn't answer over here for you. So let me just go ahead and type it over here, I think. All right, so that is where I will be at in about an hour. This is Tom and the Kitty signing off. We will catch you guys all later. And there will definitely not be a re-edit of this video because it was so crazy and disjointed. But we all had a great conversation, I think. And I don't know if I get time. Maybe I'll jump on another stream or something tonight. I don't know. I hate closing out the streams when we still have 98% of the original people watching. But unfortunately, I have to eat dinner and I have another live stream coming up in 50 minutes. So I will catch you guys later and catch the other streams tomorrow, 9 o'clock Eastern time on this channel for the news. And then Saturday, there will be something going on Saturday. And I'm not completely sure what we're going to talk about there. It's usually random and completely unprepped because I've been taking Saturdays off and I've enjoyed it. So thanks for hanging out, folks, and we'll catch you over there on the other one. And if not, then we'll see you tomorrow for the news. And ooh, boy, is it a doozy of a news. Hopefully we can do it in less than 3 hours. It'll be great. All right, man. We will talk to you all guys later. That just did not come out. Talk. Speak right. Talk to everybody later. Have yourself a wonderful evening, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.